Welcome to the ultimate food guide for Virgin Voyages adults only cruise ship. Virgin Voyages has over 20 plus eateries on board, and I'm going to give you guys a breakdown of all of the restaurants that I've experienced while sailing with them. I've experienced vegan and vegetarian friendly restaurants, steakhouses, and experimental kitchens. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The first place that we're going to talk about is the Wake. The Wake sits at the back of the ship, and it's a steak and seafood restaurant with the perfect mix of sophistication, nostalgia, and cool. Entering the Wake is an event within itself, and once you've made your way down their grand staircase, that's when you know that you've arrived. You can order as much as you want at any of the restaurants on the ship, but while I was there for brunch, I decided to order the steak and eggs that come sided with spinach and a deep fried potato. The steak and eggs was such an amazing dish. I also ordered the French toast, and this was another one of my favorites at the Wake. All restaurants do have dessert options as well, so I decided to order this cool dessert while I was there. They serve brunch, which is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. here, as well as dinner, and you do have to make a reservation for both. You can make a reservation for brunch on the Virgin Voyages app once you board the ship, and you can also make a reservation for dinner 45 days before you're sailing. I ate here for dinner as well, and they started me out with the typical bread and butter, which was good. I also had the clam chowder as a starter, and this was my first time trying clam chowder. It was super delicious. Next, I had the wedge salad. The wedge salad was good as well. It was one of my personal favorites as a starter on the menu. And for my second course, I ordered the salt-crusted dorade. This fish was super good, minus the sauce. I wasn't too crazy about the sauce because it made the fish a little bit extra salty. So if I were you, I would honestly take the salt off and just squeeze lime on it. But how they did it is they baked it in some type of bread. And when I tell you this fish was so delicious, so moist, I absolutely love the presentation as well. They basically give the fish a massage and plate it for you right in front of you. This is just what the fish looked like after the presentation. And for my sides, I ended up getting the creamy asparagus. This was actually my first time trying asparagus, and it was good, especially with the cream sauce. I also ordered a filet mignon, medium rare. This was one of the best steaks that I've ever had. After this, I ordered the twice baked potato that comes sauteed in onions and cheese. I also tried a side of french fries, shrimp and grits. The shrimp and grits, they were a little too tomatoey for me. I had the lime cheesecake and the baked Alaska, which were both great as well. Next on the list is Pink Agave, which was one of my personal favorites. Pink Agave is an elevated Mexican restaurant inspired by the capital city's red-hot street food scene. They had such amazing interior design, and you'll be treated by an immersive odyssey of Mexican cuisine at this restaurant. The first thing that I tried was one of their signature cocktails that comes with crickets, and yes, I did try the crickets, but they really didn't have a taste to them. For my courses, I ended up ordering the esquites. I also ordered the guac and chips. I ordered chicken enchiladas and a side of fish. I really didn't like the fish. I like everything else overall, but I didn't like the fish because it was kind of dry. I also ordered these roasted potatoes, but the real star of the show was this steak with some type of cheese and sauce on top. It was delicious, an absolute 10 out of 10. For dessert, I had this type of apple crumble that sort of reminded me of apple pie. I then had the chocolate tacos, which I really didn't like because they were a bit too chocolatey. Lastly, I had the bread pudding, which was my personal favorite from the dessert menu. Next on the list is Gumbay, which is a Korean barbecue restaurant, and it's the first Korean barbecue ever on a cruise ship. If you're into hands-on meat grilling and soju drinking, then this is the perfect place for you. This is also the perfect place to socially engage with others. I did end up getting seated with strangers, but they were so nice and so welcoming, and we also played drinking games. They offered an array of different seafood like shrimp, octopus, chicken, pork, beef, also a number of different sides like fried rice, seafood corn dogs, and seafood fritters. For dessert, we had this delicious ice cream with a number of different toppings like granola, caramel, and marshmallows. Now we're going to talk about Razzle Dazzle, which is a vegetarian forward restaurant, and I ate here almost every morning for breakfast. It was just that good. Now, if your friend wants something light and healthy and you're kind of on the fence about it, then this is the perfect place for the both of you. This place is boasting with bold interior, and with the menu that's being coined as naughty or nice, You can choose from one side that skews toward plant-based vegetarian dishes or the indulgent side. I did forget to mention that Virgin Voyages does not offer any alcoholic beverage packages, so you do have to pay for drinks individually, as well as specialty coffees. So if you're looking at a menu and you see a price next to it, that's definitely something you would have to pay extra for. While eating at Razzle Dazzle, I did try the acai bowl. This acai bowl was pure perfection. I also got the cheese tater tots. These tater tots were so good. I had them every morning that I was at Razzle Dazzle. I also tried the buckwheat waffle, but it wasn't one of my favorites because the waffle was really soft, and I like my waffles crunchy. This is the watermelon pizza topped with yogurt, granola, and frozen fruit. Now, I would have enjoyed it if the fruit wasn't frozen because my teeth are extremely sensitive. This is the fried chicken sandwich that I actually ordered off the naughty side of the menu. It comes topped with this pink beet aioli sauce and a black sesame seed bun. It also comes sided with french fries. Now let's get into Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurant on board. Extra Virgin is deeply rooted in Italian culinary traditions, plus they serve homemade pasta every single day. The interior design inside of this restaurant was very chic and it was coated with dim lighting. I absolutely love everything about this place. I mean, who doesn't love pasta? I started out with the bread, which was pretty decent, and then I had the calamari. It was kind of a little bit extra chewy, but I absolutely love these braised meatballs. I mean, I love them so much that I actually had 2 orders of them. Then I ordered the chef's special, which is the charcuterie board full of meats, cheeses, nuts, bread, and different toppings. Next, I had the carbonara, and I love carbonara, but this pasta was so hard, I did not like it. I also had the oxtail ravioli, and as a Caribbean girl, oxtail only goes with rice and peas, but the Italians might be on to something with this because this was super delicious. Next, I had the Mediterranean sea bass. This was so good and so moist. And for dessert, I had the powdered sugar donuts that came sided with this jelly sauce as well as whipped cream. I also tried the affogato that came sided with pine nuts and almonds. Then they went ahead and drizzled it in coffee. Next on the list is the Test Kitchen, which is an experimental onboard eatery. This laboratory-like eatery is part cooking school and part eatery. It's educational, experimental, and social. Now, I really didn't think that I was going to enjoy this place because I had seen videos before I decided to dine here, and the food just really didn't spark my taste buds appearance-wise, but when I got here, they absolutely proved me wrong. The layout of this place was so nice and so elegant, and they also had very expensive wine glasses as well as plates. Now, living in Miami, dining at a place like this would cost a good $200-300, but I was so glad that I got to experience this while on board Virgin Voyages. I love how you can watch the chefs cook and plate your food right there in front of you. And I'm just going to go over all of the things that I had. I also did a wine pairing, and there were 6 courses on the menu. So I had a wine for each course, and the wine pairing was $35. So a couple of things that I had was this salmon and cucumber. I also had beets, and I had this amazing mandarin ice cream dessert, which was like a sorbet. I also had the asparagus ice cream. I didn't like that one. The mandarin was my personal favorite. Now, if you just so happen aren't able to book any of the 6 specialty restaurants on Virgin Voyages, no worries because they still have you covered with the Galley. The Galley is considered Virgin Voyages food hall, and here you do not have to have a reservation. You can sit down and someone will come and take your order. They have a number of different food spots in here, like a burger place, a 24-hour breakfast diner, a salad bar, a place where you can get ramen, a place where you can get dessert. Also, you can get fresh tacos. You can also order flatbread sandwiches while here. I absolutely love this place. I got to eat in here once or twice. It's located really close to the pool area, and it was hot every day that I was there. So they also have a place where you can pick up a popsicle. And they have these little grab and go sections just in case you don't feel like waiting and you want to grab something and take it to your room. In this grab and go section, they have salads, charcuterie boards, snack wraps, and so much more. Now we have the pizza place that serves fresh made-to-order pizza. There's no pre-cooked pizza slices sitting under a warming lamp. You can feel free to choose from their classic menu or design your very own pizza. This place saved my life so many times when it was like 2 a.m. and I was coming from either the pajama party or the club that they have on board. I really love this place, and it was so good for it to be cruise ship pizza. My personal favorites were the pepperoni, the cheese, and the chicken pesto. Next is Lick Me Till I Scream, which is the ship's ice cream parlor. And I think I ate ice cream maybe 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I had to get the butter pecan, which is my personal favorite. Next is the Social Club Diner, and it reminded me so much of those nostalgic diners from the 60s. Inside here, you'll find sailors playing air hockey, shuffleboard, foosball, and they also have an arcade. They have tons of sweet treats like Fruity Pebbles cake. They also serve hot dogs, chicken wings, pretzels, and popcorn. I wasn't a huge fan of the chicken wings, but I absolutely love the pretzel with the cheese sauce. They also have board games that you can play. There's also a bar located in this section as well. And they also had tons of social events in this area. Next is the Grounds Club, which is the coffee shop on board. They do serve specialty coffees, but you do have to pay for them. The price for coffees range from $4 to $9 depending on what you order. But they do have fresh baked pastries that are free as well as cookies. You can compare this place to your local neighborhood coffee shop. Next is the Dock House, which is located on deck 7 of the ship. I will never forget this deck because I was here every single day. This place does have an inside as well as an outside seating area, and this is another one of the grab and go spots, so you can either eat your food while you're there or you can take it back to your room. They have about 5 things on their menu, which is the polenta, the chicken thighs, the shrimp, the steak, and the grilled octopus. My personal favorite was the steak. Now these last 2 are just honorable mentions, but the first is called Ship Eats, which is Virgin Voyages room service. There is a $5 delivery fee for the room service, but you can order as much as you want to, even alcohol. I ordered breakfast one morning and I basically ordered everything like the eggs, the croissants, the French toast, muffins, sausage, potatoes, teas, coffee, and the room service was excellent. Now we have the Beach Club at Bimini, which is one of the stops on all of the sailings on board Virgin Voyages, and this is usually your last stop before it's time for you to head home. Now you can eat as much as you want here. They do serve lunch twice while you're at the beach club. Soft drinks are also free, but alcoholic beverages you do have to pay for. I love the setup area here as well. Now they do have 2 separate areas, one for the regular sailors and one for the rock stars. I was considered a rock star since I was invited by Virgin Voyages, and we had our own little private area. As I stated previously, they do serve lunch twice. The first lunch that they serve is at 12 p.m. The other lunch that they serve is at 2 p.m. I only stayed until 12 p.m. because I did have a dinner reservation set for about 6 o'clock, so I ended up leaving early just so I can go back to my room and shower and change. What I ordered for lunch was the rum cake. The rum cake was my personal favorite, as well as the corn, the steamed snapper, curry chicken, and rice and black beans. The food was pretty good overall. It just needed a hint of salt, but other than that, the food was really good. Well, you've reached the end of my Virgin Voyages food tour, so if you came this far, you should definitely subscribe to my channel and like this video. Leave any questions that you may have in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you in my next video.